This is my 2003 Subaru WRX wagon with the EJ205 single turbo. It ain't running because I blew it up. I've had the car since May of 2020, I believe. And I only had it maybe 3 months before the engine decided to give me problems. I figured I'd come up here today and walk around it and look at it because here soon this car is going into the shop after my Corvette gets home, which is pretty soon. It's a good car and I really like the car. That's the wrong reason why I haven't got rid of it. I've already found a motor for it and it's not gonna cost me an arm and a leg to get it. It's in Houston. It's actually at the same place in Houston where I went and drove a R32 GTR. So I always told them I'd probably get some business out of there one day, either me buying a car from them or maybe a motor, but I guess I'm gonna go with a motor option because that one right there needs a motor. So here in about the next month or so, I'll have a motor for it and take it and get it swapped and put all my bolt-ons onto the new motor, take all the bolt-ons that was on this one, swap it over to the new one. I'll get over here and I'll pop the hood and we'll check the car out, look over it, see why this car's special to me and why I don't want to get rid of it. So yeah, we'll get over here and pop the hood. EJ205, goodness. If only it was good. I was on my way to McDonald's to go get my son Jack's a Happy Meal. I was going to see him. I was in this car, I left the Corvette at the house. The light started flashing on when I was about to pull into McDonald's, and I pull in a parking spot. I immediately killed the car. Nothing squealing or nothing squeaking, just a little lights flashing. I didn't hear nothing because I had the radio up. Stopped the car, I got out and I looked up under it and it was pouring oil. But it looked like transmission fluid. I thought something that doesn't happen with the transmission. It didn't make no sense because the check engine light was flashing and the oil light was on. And it was like an orange color, like transmission fluid. That wasn't the case. Really don't know what happened. It didn't have no oil in it. The transmission was fine. It had plenty of oil in it. My cousin Dakota and the white Duramax and he's the one that's got that red Firebird. He come pull me home. Well, he brought his truck and trailer and we brought it back here. And fast forward a little bit, I screwed with it a little bit. I put more oil in it and all that. It was fine for a little bit, and then it started squealing. I'm guessing a rod bearing or something spun in it. It locked up eventually. So, you know, I shouldn't have ran the car no more than I needed to. I locked it up, but it's cheaper to get a EJ205 than it is to rebuild it. I did figure that out, so that's why I'm getting another motor from Houston. So this one is about to go. But all these pretty bolt-ons, they're staying. So all this is gonna get put onto the new motor. We got some Grand Speed parts, Cobb, Mishimoto, Gimmick. I mean, all this. I mean, and I can't really remember what else was done to the car. The guy I bought it from, he said he went through it. He done a lot of stuff to it. Might be one reason why it blew up. I don't think he tuned it. I really don't think he tuned it. It sucked on gas. You had to put 93 in it. And the fuel economy on these was supposed to be pretty decent. and it wasn't. And yeah, it was a mess. But I mean, it's a good car. I mean, it had plenty of power and performance, and I really liked it. And that's one reason why I don't want to get rid of it. I'd rather, you know, spend just, you know, over $1,000 on getting another motor for it and putting it in here and tuning it, tweaking it, whatever, build it the way I want and keep the car. If it was to do anything after I put the new motor in, it screws up again, I might actually just part with it. But as of right now, I want to keep it. I mainly bought this car for Jax. I had the Corvette, and I didn't really have anywhere to haul him in that because, well, my Corvette's a 2-seater and Jax is a 2-year-old. So I was put in a predicament to where I needed adequate transportation for him. I didn't really want to get an economy car. I'd spend as much on a regular beat up or just a commuter car, a couple thousand on, you know, like a Malibu or a Cruise or something like that. You know, something like what you would consider a mom car. And this dad's definitely not getting a minivan. I paid $6 for this car. I knew the guy who had it. He actually was a mechanic at the job I work at. He comes down there and I knew him. And he was selling it, and he was selling it for a little bit more than I paid for it. But since he knew me, he cut me a deal on it. The car was fine. It ran fine for a while, and you know, just like I just previously said, it done all that. Something wasn't probably done right with it, and that's the reason why I done what it did. He said the car had sat up for a while before he got back into it and tore it down and done all this, and that's why I don't think he tuned it. So, but other than that, I mean, that little bitty minor mishap, mistake, yeah, it's gonna cost me, but I'm not ready to part with the car yet. So that's why I said I want to keep it and fix it. Well, I'm gonna go over it a little bit more about it today, just tell you why I like it, tell some stories about it. I mean, it was a great car. I had adequate space in the back to haul a child. I got some trash that I left back here. Like I said, this car's been sitting up for a while, and I haven't cleaned it, and the seats are back from where I just sat in here and just relaxed. And part for it, got an aftermarket catch can from, and he gave me a bunch of oil filters and stuff like that. I also got brake lines and stuff like that in case I ever need them. There was a couple other parts in here. I don't know where they went. The guy I bought it from, he actually has a roof rack and like tires and stuff like that I can actually put on it. I just never went and got them, and I think he has some aftermarket rims to put on it. He had a lot of stuff that I neglected to actually go get. I need to really call him and see if I can go get them parts. You never know, he might actually have another EJ lying around. I stay here in about the next month, 2 months. Car on the trailer, motor on the trailer, going up to the shop to get it swapped. I swap it myself, but I have no idea how to work on a Japanese vehicle at all. And plus it's a boxer engine. I have no idea how to do it. I get the Corvette back shortly. It's actually probably the next vlog you see on here is going to be about the Corvette. It's running right now. The Corvette's back running. They're working out a little bit of kinks on it. They got to get it tuned. I got a lot of plans for that car this year. It's actually probably about the next couple of videos on my YouTube is going to be focused around the Corvette and the things I'm going to do with it. We also got Cars and Coffee coming up at the end of March, and that's going to be really exciting. I'm going to have a whole series about that, probably about 3 videos worth of stuff about Cars and Coffee weekend. It's gonna be a blast. But I'm not gonna spoil too much about that. I'll talk about it a little bit more in future videos. But as of right now, this vlog is over and I'm out.
Bruh.